Welcome for the weather briefing today. I'm coming from Zagreb, and this is our forecasters team there, and you can see me in the middle with big Pink Panther on the shirt. So if you can put a little star or something that I can see where you are coming from. So I see we have somebody from UK, and I saw there was some really nice snow there yesterday. I have to say I was hoping for some snow in Croatia as well, but as you will see, most of the snow will be mostly in the mountains and not in the flatlands. I'm in Zagreb, so okay. If there is nobody else who wants to annotate, I will continue. So, as I said, quite interesting weather over Europe. It's really nicely seen in our RGB images. You can see the warm air mass. Yeah, I will annotate so that it's not just talking. So here is the warm air mass, nice greenish color. And then in the north, we can see the cold air mass coming in. Also here you can see really dry air subduing. And now I would like to ask from you if you can maybe draw where do you expect for the jet stream to be? Okay, very good. So let me just erase it. So I would say that's quite good, especially looking at the image. So the jet stream follows our fronts. If we first look at this one on the east, here is like the cold front. We have here the occlusion, and here we have warm front. I also want to put your eyes to this part because we have the warm air and the warm conveyor belt here. And then as we go to the west, we have now here the warm front, here the occlusion, and then another cold front here. Okay, we can continue. If we take a look at the 24-hour microphysical, I'll be able to see even more details. For example, could you now draw where you can see low-level clouds? Okay. It would be nice if we could zoom in and see all the areas, but Europe is quite big. Yeah. We also have some low clouds here on the east. Very good. And also what we can see, we can nicely see the high clouds, the really thin ones, cirrus ones, also the lines from the plains. And what is also nicely seen, we could already see some of the open convection cells in the cold air in RGB, but Airmass RGB, but now they're even nicely more visible here in a 24-hour microphysical RGB. So to continue, kind of doesn't listen to me that much. Okay, so if we take a look now at the lowest atmosphere, and what's I will now concentrate more on Croatia since I'm Croatian. And as we can see, early in the morning at 6 UTC already the front was quite near Croatia. It was on the border between Slovenia and Austria. Let me just annotate so it's easier to follow. So here we can see that also some of you drew low clouds here. It's where we have a higher pressure system, and also here, but it's not that easy to see, towards Russia. And what's also really interesting about Croatia today is that there is a quite big difference in the pressure. So it's high pressure gradient, and we expect then some strong winds in our area. If we look at the models, we can see that models really nicely follow what we were seeing on our satellite imagery. As you can see, the jet stream is just like you drew it. There's also jet streak just over Ireland and then going over France and towards Croatia. And also there's jet stream on the warm front towards Russia. Like I told you, it's really important to follow the warm advection. It can be really nicely seen here, and you will see in a minute why I'm constantly saying about this. It's because if we take a look at the morning situation in Croatia. Okay, so for those of you who don't really know how Croatia looks like, in the northern part, where is Zagreb and Osijek, and those are flatlands, and then as you go towards south, you have mountain ranges, and then suddenly it's the seaside and the islands. Early in the morning, so it's actually not early in the morning, it's during the night, the minimal temperature was pretty diverse. As you can see, you have like 1 and 2 and 3s, but then in the midst of that you have 10s, and it's even that the highest temperature that we would expect for today, it's even higher than that. And I will show you how it looked like early in the morning. So at 6 in the morning, you can really see how the temperature jumped. For example, Zagreb stayed not too warm, it's 7. And then, for example, Sisak, it was already at 17 degrees, so early in the morning. You can write in a chat box or something. What do you think? Why is that? Why is it that the temperature was so high in some places and in some it still stayed low? Okay, yeah, wind. Thank you, Domagoj. I will show you how nicely it's seen on our automatic stations. Okay, so this is Sisak and Zagreb. You can see that in Sisak, the wind started blowing a little bit earlier. So here, you see, it had a sudden jump and then another jump as the wind got a bit stronger. And in Zagreb, the temperature got a bit higher as the clouds came in, and then as soon as it was just a bit of the wind, it suddenly jumped as well. So that's exactly what we expected, because there was an inversion, and it needed the wind to break it, in fact, and to mix the air. Okay, so the thing that I said before about the quite big gradient in the pressure. So we expect the wind. In the northern part, it's mostly due when the front is going to come in, and then the colder air. So we expecting some strong wind with gale force gusts. While at the seaside and in the mountain areas, we expect already some gale force gusts even before that, because of the southwesterly winds. And also what we expect is some heavy rain, but mostly in the mountains. As you can see, most of the precipitation is going to be more to our neighboring country, Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's here, according, mostly it goes here. Yeah. So Aladdin and ECMWF don't really agree on how much precipitation is going to be there, but they mostly agree about Lika and Gorski Kotar. And as you already could get a sneak peek on the snow, so we are also expecting some snow, not too much, because most of the precipitation is going to be before the coldest air comes in. Okay, so there is some indication that the snow could be also in the interior, in the northern parts, but mostly on the hills that are here and then here. In the morning when I was doing the presentation, there was no snow yet, but about an hour ago, snow started falling here in the mountain behind Zagreb, but we don't expect too much precipitation because most of the precipitation already went with the front, but then we expect some snow to form on the ground as well. And if we have a colleague from Bosnia and Herzegovina, they can tell us then at the end if they're expecting some heavy snow in their mountains as well. So with the passage of front, the front is going to be the cause of the convection starting, and we expect it mostly in the south part of Croatia. The seaside is quite still warm, especially to the south where the temperature is between 18 and 20 degrees. And as we saw, the jet stream is going lower, so there will be a lot of wind shear with height, and therefore we have expectation of some convection formation. Because of all the situation, the warnings were issued mostly for the wind. As you can see in the northern part, so Osijek and Zagreb and Karlovac, it's with the passage of the front. And it already, the front already passed through Zagreb, and in the northern parts there already were some gale force gusts above 20 meters per second. And now we expect still some heavy rain in the mountains, which will be then slowly with the temperature fall go into snow. But then as the front reaches the southern part, we expect some strong convection. And now you can see, so this is from about an hour ago. If you have a look at the temperatures now, you can see that the front until the beginning of the presentation was about here somewhere, and you can see that in the most eastern part the temperature is even up to 18 degrees, so it's a really big temperature difference. It's similar like at the coast, it's there up to even 20 degrees, which is not so much something to wonder about, since the sea is still quite warm, as I said, up to 20 degrees, but in the east, a forecaster wouldn't expect such a big difference this late in the year. Okay, and then just to give you also some little overview about something that happened yesterday. Already yesterday we had some prefrontal convection. It's really nicely seen on this sandwich product. You can see the overshooting tops here. It wasn't such a big system, but it had quite a lot of rain. It was expected since there was skinny cape and also some wind shear, but the cape was enough for wintertime. So we did expect some convection, but we didn't expect it that strong. You can see also on the high resolution visible really nicely, the convergence line along the sea, and then also the models forecasted, and then later in analysis you could really nicely see that there was a little low in pressure, and that's exactly where this cloud formed. Also, since the sun is quite low, this was early in the morning, you can see the shadows here of the overshooting tops here and here. So it was quite strong convection, but since it was a southwesterly flow, it kind of pushed it. So this is where it's where it originated, and then as southwesterly flow pushed it to the coast. That's why there was really heavy rain. It lasted for about an hour or two, something like that. It's not that populated area. It's our national park. But we don't have any measuring station at that point, so it was quite hard to see how strong the rain was. You can see in Linet that the development was severe and extreme. And also it was really nicely seen on the radar. And now I will show you how that looked like there. So this is the national park. It's not that populated. However, there is a lot of places where people grow olives, and it's now olive picking time. So there is a lot of damage on the olive trees, and now on already plucked olives that were standing there waiting to be put in some kind of shelter. And they had quite a lot of damage, as you can see on these walls. There are dry walls that have been built there in generations, and now it's all destroyed because of the heavy flooding. It's not unusual that they have flash floods, but it's unusual that it was this heavy. And also some of the boats were damaged because people came from the coast to do the olive picking, and they didn't expect such weather. Okay, so that's it from me. Thank you for your attention.